3, hit it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to today's Caffeine for the Soul. And today I'm going to talk about a concept that we've been running our business from for the last few years called 8+. And 8+ is a way of trying to describe something that I saw about how the feeling that we come from in our work, the feeling that we come from in our lives is fundamental to the impact that we have. So you've got things in your life that you've done, and you've done them kind of grudgingly, and you've done them, okay, I guess, time. There's an old commercial, you can probably find it online on YouTube, that they had for Dunkin' Donuts when I was a kid, and it was this kind of, as I remember him, kind of bald, fat guy, the alarm going off at 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. and time to make the donuts. And, he'd get up and kind of stumble his way to this Dunkin' Donuts. And the idea was that they made the donuts fresh every day. Time to make the donuts. Well, when we approach things from that time to make the donuts place, there's a sense of ugh in what we do. We may do it very competently, but you can kind of taste the hate. You can kind of taste the resentment. And when other people are involved, and other people are involved in pretty much everything we try to create in the world, that flavor puts people off. It stops them from coming back for more. You may make a very tasty donut, but if they have any other way to get the donut, if they can get a donut that's got a little bit of love and enthusiasm in it, they're going to go there, because you can kind of taste the grudging nature of what I would call a 7-. Like, in other words, it's you're doing it, but you really kind of don't want to be doing it. And so 8+ would be that your level of enthusiasm, your level of care, your level of enjoyment is an 8, 9, or a 10. And I say an 8, 9, or a 10 because we're moody people as humans, right? So, on our down days, we're not going to be peeking out all the time. We're going to have moments where we're like, oh God, time to make the donuts. But overall, if you're kind of at an 8, 9, or a 10, you're going to do really well. Now, I've spent the last few years, even though I have an innate kind of feeling for this thing I call 8+, trying to put words around it so that other people can identify it in themselves. And so the key word in each thing that I'm going to say from here on out is genuine. And what I mean by genuine is you're not faking it, you're not putting it on, you're not trying to create it. It's genuine. So if you're wondering, well, I don't know, where am I at with a particular project? Well, do you genuinely care? Like, I don't mean I care, it needs to turn out a certain way. Do you genuinely care about what's involved? Do you genuinely care about the outcome? Do you genuinely care about the people? Do you genuinely care about the experience? Do you have a genuine curiosity about it? Or are you just trying to kind of get the right answers and get it over with so you can move on to the next thing? If it's something that involves other people, and kind of everything involves other people, is there a genuine desire to be of service and make a difference? Or are you just, I'm going to say this, it sounds funny as I hear it in my head, are you just in it for the money? Are you just in it for the win? Now, it's not saying that winning's not fun, it's not saying that making money is not okay, but if that's the primary drive, we're going to taste that. And that's not an 8+. Do you have a genuine kind of interest in exploring it further? A genuine interest in learning more? Do you have a genuine enthusiasm for what you're doing? Now, what I want you to do to kind of make this real for you is take some time to reflect on what in your life already is, or have you done in the past that obviously was an 8+? Like, oh yeah, I was into that. And when you've got that sort of touch point, that reference point, just take some time over the next few days to kind of look at the various things in your life and see what's an 8+. and what isn't? And what would it take to make everything an 8+? And in my work, what I've come to see is that usually there's some pretty small shifts in what I'm doing that turn it from a time to make the donuts or a money-making exercise into an 8+, into an expression of a genuine enthusiasm and care. And then there are some things that just fundamentally don't do it for me. And it doesn't mean they're bad things. It doesn't mean that they might not work from a financial perspective. Where this came from, in fact, was there was a point in our business where we had an amazing business plan and we'd worked it out. It had been projected into the future, and it was very clear how successful it was likely to be over the next 2 years. And as we were discussing it, I could feel my heart sink because I could see, I don't want to do this. And I sat with it. I didn't make a snap decision, but the next morning I kind of got up, phoned everyone back and said, yeah, we're not going to do it, because it wasn't an 8+. And it wasn't an 8+, not because there was anything wrong with it, but because my personal connection to it wasn't real. And so, as with a lot of things that I talk with you about, 8+ isn't something you force, it's something you find. And when you can live your life, when you can do what you do, when you can do your work at an 8+, you'll find you have more energy, you're less likely to burn out, you're less likely to be stopped at the first hurdle, and you're far more likely to bring a level of creativity and a flavor of love to what you do that means even while you're learning to do it, even before you're really, really good at it, people respond because they can taste the love. They can taste the enthusiasm. They can taste the genuine care. Have fun, learn heaps, happy exploring, and I'll talk with you soon.